gonna show y'all real quick. It's not super accurate, but it's really cool. You can see my boost gauge right there. Obviously my boost is not strong enough. What is good, y'all? So this is a video about how to install an Android tablet on your Genesis Coupe BK1. There's not a lot of videos out there showing exactly how to install it, so I figured I might as well do it to help y'all out there. There's plenty of write-ups online, but there's not an actual video on how to do it. So I'm gonna try to make this as simple as possible. First of all, you obviously gotta get the parts, these things. I already have my tablet installed on it. As you can see, it's all just strapped in the back. This tablet is an RCA 70-inch tablet. There's no way you could fit any other size for this, at least for this type of bezel. I don't think they sell anything else other than these anymore. They used to have the Type B bezel. Those things look better in my opinion, but I couldn't find them anywhere, so I got the Type A bezel. And apparently the Type A bezel is actually a lot easier to install than the Type B, so I guess that's a plus. The other thing is, on Amazon's website where I got this thing, it was showing that this Coupe logo thing, or the Coupe lettering thing, as you can see right there. Yeah, it's supposed to be chrome, but what I got is plain blacked out lettering, which is kind of strange. It's a little misleading. I don't really like it, to be honest, so I emailed him back asking to see if we could somehow get it replaced or something. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna install this thing right now, and once I get the approval to get it replaced, I can simply just pry it off. So for this part, I'm not gonna do a video on how to take this apart because there's a lot of videos out there on how to do it. Taking it apart is pretty simple and straightforward, just a few screws that are not hard to find, especially for this one. So yeah, let's talk about this one actually. So this piece right here is the OEM. It's the one that came with this one. When you order the kit, it's gonna come with this piece right here and this piece that's already on it. So basically what I did is I had to unscrew these metal frames that's attached to this thing and replaced it with a new one using the same screws. Probably not gonna be using the other one that came with it. There's actually 4 screws this thing attaches to. And then on this piece right here, what you gotta do, yeah, it's wrapped in carbon fiber, by the way. That piece right there, flip around, this thing, it's pretty straightforward. Just gotta set it up the way you'd expect it to see. So it's gonna look like this on the other side. And then you got this piece right here, goes to the back. And remember this piece that your car came with the cigarette lighter and all that? It came from this side. Took it off, 2 screws. I took off the cigarette lighter because I'm gonna need that to plug in my tablet charger. I had to use a Dremel for that. And then this piece, like I said, just goes around that and use the same screws that's attached to these things and screw it in like this. It's kind of weird how it's only supported by 2 screws because this thing itself is pretty heavy, so I don't know, you know, this thing's really light, so obviously it only needs 2 screws, but this thing is pretty damn heavy, so at least 4 screws, you know what I'm saying? As for this piece right here, you need a Dremel to trim it on the end right here. So as for my guideline, I used this and this. I also used the hexagons in there to line it up. It doesn't really have to be perfect because this thing is gonna be hidden behind this thing once it gets in your car. The guide will tell you to cut off all the way here and here, and even this one right here. I chose not to because I tried to measure it myself and it seems like it was good enough, so I'm gonna go with this. If I ever need to cut some more, I'll cut some more. Okay, so this one's a little bit of a problem here. I had to take one of the straps off because I needed some space to plug in the USB cable for power and my aux cable for the audio. So there's that. Now it's not really supported much, but it's still steady, so I'm gonna go with that. The other thing is that I have to twist my cables in there just so that I could get some space. And there might be a problem once I try to attach this thing on there, but we'll try it out. Pretty much almost done here. It might not look like I'm almost done, but all I gotta do is put everything back together and we're good. Obviously I'm gonna try to organize those things, but yeah. So here's the tablet right here. So if you look in the back, they're going into the back there. So running behind this thing, and then all the way down here. This is where my USB cable is plugged in for power. This was my cigarette lighter, and now it's hiding back here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna zip tie these together. That way we don't have any cables that are dangling in there in case I go drifting and whatnot, you know what I'm saying? Anyway, so this is my aux cable. It's running from up there, going down. So you can see it's right here. From here, I'm gonna feed it down here, and then it's gonna come out of here. You might be wondering, where did that hole come from? It's because of this. This thing is covering that hole. So once you take it out, you're gonna get a hole in there, and then that cable is gonna go from here into my aux input right there. Now this is where you need your ground loop isolator. I don't have them right now, but once I get them, all I gotta do is plug the ground loop isolator in there, and then my aux cable into the ground loop isolator, because I just tested it right now and it's definitely making some static noises. Don't mind this thing. This is for my LED lights from my footwell. And I'm actually not doing it yet right now because I need to replace this thing, because this part right here is broken for me, and to get it replaced I need to take this whole thing apart. And if I'm gonna do that, I might as well get these cables through there and there and there, and then maybe I'll also do the same thing for this one, make it go down there and then go roll over my footwell. Oh, before I forget, this cable right here, this came from the top. That was your interface thing that was up there. You just gotta strip it and run it down here. One more thing you gotta do is use the Dremel to trim part of this and this, because if you don't, this thing is not gonna fit in there. I also have a bubble wrap, the one that came from the box, so that in case you didn't want to clean up so much, you can use that to catch all the mess that you're gonna make. Okay, so this is how it's gonna look like after you trimmed it. Don't worry if it doesn't look good, because these things are gonna be covered behind your panels anyway. So yeah, should be all good. So if you drive an automatic, you might run into this problem. See that? It looks silly, right? But not to worry, I got a solution for that. I'm gonna be back real quick. So I got myself a military grade piece of cardboard from the box it came with and slapped it right in there. And there you go. Real ghetto DIY right there. So let's try it out. Perfect. There you go. Exactly how you want it to work. Make sure you transfer these white thingies from your old bezel into your new one. Otherwise they won't latch properly. So it still didn't fit properly, so I was being an idiot, so I just decided to cut the whole thing off, including the other things in the back.
3 weeks later.
Alright y'all, this has been a long time coming. I switched to the Nexus 7 tablet because I wasn't happy with the performance of the RCA tablet. It was pretty damn slow, and I couldn't root it. So with this type of setup, I needed to root my tablet so that I could have more access to functions, which I'm going to show y'all in a bit. So here's the connections for the back. And as for my charger, I got the L-shaped USB cable. It charges pretty quick, so it's perfect. I just got it off from eBay. It's a couple dollars, so it's all good. And as for my aux cable, I just picked up whatever I had at home. It's just your typical aux cable. As long as it's not going past the bezel, then you're good. It's well hidden here, so I'm all good with that. And yeah, that's the Nexus 7 2013 version. I definitely recommend the 2013 over the older version, whatever that is. So you can see there's the tablet right there. It's all plugged in and nice. Let's turn this thing on. There you go. Got my Genesis logo. I had to do a lot of modifications in this tablet. This thing right here shows my battery and the Spotify and some easy access buttons for volume and whatnot. These are the buttons that you should be able to access when you try to pull down your tablet. But here's the thing though, with the Nexus 7, the screen is actually bigger than the bezel that you're provided with. It's bigger horizontally, but a little shorter vertically. But I mean, it looks good. The RCA actually fit better when I had it on, but I just didn't like the performance and I couldn't root it. So, but this Nexus 7 is easily rootable and it performs a lot better. I found some guide online using Macro Droid, and I pretty much set up a bunch of macros. I'm not gonna go through these things one by one, but basically I set it up so that when I turn off my car, it'll turn itself off and save itself some battery. Battery is actually really good. It only takes 1% while I'm away from the car, and I'll be like away for like 9 hours straight at my work, and then get back into my car and I only lose 1%. And on my way home I charge about 2% to 3%, so I never really run out of batteries. There's also the option of having it turn off completely when you turn off your car, but for me I think this works better because as soon as I turn on my car, I don't have to wait for it to boot up. It's just running right away for me. I also got Spotify on my tablet here. I pre-downloaded all my songs so I don't have to use any data. So yeah, everything is working as it should. It's a little loud, so I can still turn down my volume using the knobs here. So yeah, no functionality lost there. So I also got an OBD2 scanner. It's this black thing that's always connected. It's always connected on my car. This is completely optional. I only got this because I wanted to use an app like Torque or Dash Command where I can get some data and show it on a tablet, which is pretty cool. I'm gonna show it to y'all in a bit. But yeah, I got this from eBay. Very, very cheap, definitely under $10. The really cool thing about this is this thing right here. This app is called Real Dash. I bought it. It's only $9. So here it is. I'm gonna show y'all real quick. It's not super accurate, but it's really cool. You can see my boost gauge right there. Obviously my boost is not strong enough to get it to go past the negative, but when I'm driving really fast, you know, on an uphill, I'll definitely get a little bit of that boost. I'm gonna show y'all real quick while I'm driving. So if I switch gears, switches to, which is pretty cool. One last thing, I also got a GPS right here. It's an offline map app. That rhymed, but yeah, it works pretty well too. Make sure that the tablet that you're getting has GPS on it. With the GPS app, you can still get the audio working in your car. Yeah, I just wanted to show y'all.
After 300 yards, turn left.
It actually works really nice with a music app like Spotify because it turns down the volume of your Spotify and lets you listen to your navigation, which is pretty cool. Yeah, I hope y'all like this video. I just mainly wanted to show y'all how cool it is to have one of these things in your car. Definitely improves the look. This thing's down there now. Yeah, there you go. I hope y'all like it, and I hope y'all enjoy the video. And I hope I inspire some of y'all to do this. Alright, that's about it. Peace out.
Let me show you.